Hey everyone, and in this video I'm going to be showing you guys the best Fortnite settings so to maximize your gameplay and just your performance of the game so you can get higher FPS and just be better at the game and all. So first off, I want to say if you don't have a PC or just something in general, if you play on Android or you play on Mac or you play on PC, any of those, you can't do this for iPhone, but I would recommend playing on GeForce Now only if you have a good internet connection though, because as you can see over here in my settings, this is actually playing through GeForce Now, not the actual Fortnite game, and that's what I play through. And you guys might be thinking, oh, it's not going to be as good with settings, but everything comes from your actual Wi-Fi, and I'm actually using a wireless connection. So if I auto set this, you can see they know that my Wi-Fi is really good and I can play on the highest settings there is, and I can even cap this off at unlimited, and then when I go back you can see I'm getting about 100 and something FPS on all Epic. And this is on Epic settings, which I don't recommend playing on Epic settings because Epic settings is for the pros, and even the pros don't play on Epic settings. So if I change this to my actual settings, let's see, so I keep everything on low except for my view distance, which is right here. So other than that, it's all like that. So you can see this is what my game looks like. It is perfectly smooth. You can see when I'm standing still I get about 250 FPS. If I cap that off at 250, and remember this is all coming from my Wi-Fi, I'm getting 200 and around 240 or 220. So what I recommend doing is looking at your refresh rate. So to find out your refresh rate on Mac, go to your desktop, go to the Apple logo, go to About This Mac, and then you can see for displays it'll show you your display, and then if you click on display preferences you should be able to see something that says your refresh rate. If you don't, check with your Mac OS because my Mac OS is different than yours, and what I recommend doing is to get the most steady FPS. So if I set this to 200, you can see I get about 190 to 200, but I can actually lower this to 165 and see if I get a steady 165. As you can see, I'm getting about a very steady 165, but it's still moving around a little, and I know that my refresh rate, which is the actual FPS of my display that I'm using, is 60, so that's really low. A 144 would be really nice, but I do play on 120. Even though I can go up to 144, I like to play on 120, but either way is fine. Just make sure your FPS doesn't move. As you can see, mine isn't moving right there in the top corner. It's not moving at all. No matter what I do, I don't get any frame drops. So you can see that. And also, if you guys want to test it out for a big, large map, instead of going into a real game to test out your FPS, I would recommend using BHE 1v1 build fights and building a lot. That doesn't mean to build really high. That just means to build a lot and check out how you build and make sure you don't get any FPS drops. Just keep your eye on it. So that is my guide to FPS, but for your resolution, I like to keep mine on the highest, which is right here, 1920 by 1200, and I recommend not to use auto set. Auto set will just do it out of nowhere. Try to keep this at 1920 by 1080, which I can play on that. It's just that I like playing on, this is my native resolution. To find your native resolution, once again, go to About This Mac, and if you're on a PC, just look up how to find your native resolution, and this is mine right here, so you can see. And now when I go back into here, I can select the one. Always keep it on full screen. You don't want windowed or windowed full screen. Those ones will actually decrease your FPS. So I don't use colorblind modes because some people used to use that for the storm because they couldn't see the storm properly, and when you used colorblind modes you would be able to see inside the storm, but Epic has fixed that and now you can see inside the storm with everything. So once we have this section done, keep on going down, never use auto set, and I'm going to turn my 3D resolution up to 100. That's what I keep mine on. And I would say keep your view distance either on near or epic. I keep mine on epic because I want to be able to view far, and I just have the power to do that. So if you're not getting good performance, try to turn your 3D res down and keep your view distance at a bit lower, maybe something like far. But I'm going to keep mine at epic for now and keep all of this off. Motion blur, you do not want. VSync is not good at all. Show FPS is on. And because I play on GeForce Now, your settings do reset, and I don't mean all of them, just these advanced graphic settings. And by default, this is all the default ones. So I play on DirectX 11, but I recommend playing on DirectX 12. So if you do want to play on that, I recommend playing on DirectX 12. So on to the next settings. I would keep this on auto, because I keep it on auto because sometimes I play on different servers, because it really doesn't matter. I get 7 milliseconds, and this is through GeForce Now and through my Wi-Fi without using an Ethernet wireless, without using an Ethernet cable and the wireless connection. So these are all my settings. I'm not going to go through these. Just make sure you have turbo building on and confirm edit on release. And I've talked about confirm edit on release in the past. You can see when I edit this and I hold down my left click and I let go, it automatically works. I don't have to click my edit bind anymore. So now back to the settings. You can see over here all of this, and then this is my Hud scale. Some people like to keep it on 75. I'd say don't go above 100 and don't go below 75. I just keep mine on the default, which is 100. So lots of people have trouble finding their best sensitivity, and the way I find mine is to go into a box fight map and try it out. So I did try going to a lower sensitivity for better aim, and it just really didn't work with me, because anytime I tried to use an AR, I wouldn't be able to track as good. If I was trying to shoot at someone that was running, I just wouldn't really be able to do it as good, even if I wanted to. So I recommend keeping yours between 18, lower than 20, but higher than 10. So most pro players have theirs at between those, and I think those are the best. So my targeting and scope are both 50, and these two I'm not going to worry about. Just keep those at off and keep these settings right here. So if you do play on controller, these are the default controllers, so you might not even want to copy my settings here. And music, I keep my sound effects on 50 because I do make YouTube videos and I like to hear my voice better, like in this video right now. I don't want you guys to be hearing all the gun shooting and everything that happens in game. I want you guys to be able to hear my voice too. So think about that when you're if you're a YouTuber and you make YouTube videos. Music, I keep on 0%, and dialogue I keep on 0. Cinematics I also keep on 0 because I don't really use those that much. Voice chat I keep on 100, and I'm actually going to turn that to 50. That's something I haven't paid attention to, and I should have kept that on 50 in the first place. Sound quality I keep on high. You can keep it on low if you'd like, but I do not recommend it. 3D headphones is on, and that means, say if I am over here and I'm boxed up right here, so once I'm in my box, say if there is someone right behind me. So as you can see, if I edit this piece, say if there's someone right here, if they're right over there on that stair and they're shooting at me, if I'm standing this way, I can hear with headphones on only. I can hear behind me, like I can hear in the back. Or if there's someone on my left and on my right, and this guy is shooting on my left, I'll only be able to hear it through my left headphone and my right headphone, whichever way they're shooting. So if you guys want this feature, I highly recommend it, because if you're trying to play and you really do want to maximize your performance in game and have the best quality for your sound, I really recommend it, because it just really does help anytime you're trying to hear and listen all around. So I wouldn't really recommend this only if you're using 2 headphones, but I have it on no matter what. Background audio I left off because it's off by default. Visualize sound effects, I keep that on. This is a huge help I'm not sure how to show you guys this. It's just that when somebody's walking, this is a feature on mobile, and imagine if all around here, all around my screen right here, there'll be like footsteps, and that I use one earbud when I play because I do not like, I'm just a casual player, and some people would disagree with that, but I just like to be able to hear where my players are. And say if I'm on top of somebody and somebody's below me and I'm just trying to cover all this up, and once I cover it all up, I don't know where they are because I only use one headphone. I'll just have to listen all around. But when you have it on, say if they're over here, I can hear the footsteps. It'll show footsteps here, and if they walk this way, it'll show footsteps over here, and no matter where they walk, I'll be able to see them no matter what. So that's something that's pretty cool that they have right there. So that feature I'd recommend keeping on for sure. Even if you're on PC or you're on controller, I'm pretty sure they do have it for controller. So these are just my voice chat. I'm not trying to make this too long of a game, too long of a video. And here are my keybinds. So something I want to say about keybinds, I want to say that they're the most important thing to do no matter what. When you're playing, it's the most important thing just in all. As you can see, we have my normal keybinds right here. Almost everybody has this by default. So crouch, you can see over here. You can turn your auto run to your number lock. So caps lock and num lock are two different things. I keep mine on caps lock, so I'm just gonna clear that, keep it on caps lock. But so that means when you're running, say if I'm running, I just hit caps lock and it turns off. So it is pretty good. So that you can actually do. So now for the next, I have my fire, reload is R, use is mouse wheel up. So this is something I really like. It's probably one of the most important things to be able to use something. Just scroll up on your mouse wheel. And if you don't have a mouse wheel and you're playing on controller, you might not want to copy these settings because you're playing on controller. So you can see weapon slot 1 I use as E, which is because I use my shotgun in that slot. So when I use the shotgun, I have it right as E, so I can just quickly grab it. It's right next to my W key, and I just quickly hit it, and I can easily do things like that. So you can see I quickly switch to my pickaxe. So if you can do this, and you can switch from your pickaxe to your shotgun or to your first inventory slot, that is really good. E, I keep it as 2, 3, 4, and 5, and R as my reload, and then tab as my harvesting tool. I'd either recommend tab or the one right here. So let me just show you guys what I have for my other keybinds. So crouch while building will be left control, and wall is my thumb mouse button 2. So that is, so if you guys have a mouse with the mouse buttons on the sides, so if you have the side mouse buttons, those are really good. So you can see, you might not be able to see, but you might still understand. So there's 2 buttons on the side of the mouse, and for the first one, which is the farthest, closest to the top of the mouse, you want to click that one as your wall, and the closest one to your thumb as your ramp. So when you keep that as those make building so much easier, and I know this from experience because that's when I changed it from the X and C and Z. So floor I keep as F. This is very important. These are very, very optimal keybinds. My wall is mouse button 2, floor is F, and then my stairs are mouse button 3, I believe. And okay, this is the thumb mouse button for my stairs. My roof is left shift, and what roof means is the pyramids. So let me just show you guys. So I just did click that on accident. So something I like to do actually is, some of these I haven't gone through in a little bit while. So if you want to change because you're misclicking and your auto run, I would keep it as equals, because that is the best, just not to misclick when you're trying to put down your pyramids. And pyramids are roof, that's what they call them inside the settings. So if you guys do want to keep them as that. So if you guys want the most optimal keybinds, here they are. But I'm just going to keep on going down the list. Okay, so T is for trap or the launch pad. Place building is the left mouse button, which is left click. Repair and upgrade is H. I use H just to remember it's like heal. And then rotate building will be R. Change building material will be the right mouse button. So that's like to change my materials. I click right click. You can see all of them are cycling through. I didn't know how to do this at first, but now I do. And yeah, that is probably one of the most important things that I had to learn. And next you can see my building edit. I keep it as Q, but this is one of the most important things. If you want to become a fast editor, you need to be able to reset quickly. So with the building edit, you can see I have mouse wheel down on this second option. Make sure you have that. So just when you click this, scroll down and it'll set it. Building edit, I keep that as Q because it's right next to my W key. And you can see if you're good at editing, you'll probably win most box fights, and you'll be able to reset fast and do edits like these. So when you edit fast, most pro players, and if not all pro players, use edits like these, the side edit. People use all of those, but the thing about them is that you need to be able to reset fast. So when I'm talking about settings, you can see when I scroll down, it resets the build. That's what you need right here. But then you're probably wondering why I have two of the same things on reset building edit. You keep those on that, and you keep it on this. So when you do mouse wheel down, you can actually edit if you go like this, even if it's not going to do that. But you're probably wondering, why can't I turn that off? I like it on. It's just that if you turn it off, it still works. You can see for the building edit. So when you scroll down, nothing happens now. And you can not reset over here. So you have to make sure you have it over there if you do want to be able to reset by scrolling down. So make sure you have that on. Crouch while editing is left control. Select building edit is left mouse button. And that's just to go through your edits. Reset, we just talked about that. C is to ping or to place the marker. G is to ping or place the marker. Place enemy marker, I just double tap this one. You don't have to worry about this one. And then push to talk is these, and the rest I really didn't change at all. So you guys can pause the video at any time and go through any of these. You can also rewatch the video if you do like it. And that is almost pretty much it. So if you guys do like the video, please remember to hit that like button, subscribe, it does help a lot, and make sure to comment any of your thoughts and opinions because I really do care about them. And if you guys want to have some fun and you guys want to be part of the community, join my Discord server because I just made one. And if you don't join it, then it's pretty much just a bad idea because there's some really cool perks. You guys get to talk to me, and you might even have an effect on what videos I make because I will tell you guys what videos. If you guys give me video ideas, I will actually shout you out for giving me a good video idea, but it has to be a good video idea. So it can't be something that is I can't make a video about. And make sure it's out about either gaming or technology, and I will make sure to make a video about it. So without further ado, I will see you guys in the next one.